want you to know that.
Okay, listen to this. He is known for peddling conspiracy theories and fake news. But is Alex Jones a fake himself? What the controversial radio host's own lawyer now claims about Alex Jones, and it will leave President Trump and millions others surprised.
Put back that pondering shot of Alex Jones where he seems to... He is a controversial radio host. He's got millions of followers. He's known for promoting wild conspiracy theories through his website, InfoWars. You've heard of Alex Jones. But have you heard that, according to his own counsel, he is playing a character? This happened during a custody hearing. He and his former wife arguing about who should have the kids and under what conditions. Reportedly, his lawyer told the court that Jones is a, quote, performance artist. Let's bring in CNN senior legal analyst Jeffrey Toobin and Alan Dershowitz, professor emeritus at Harvard Law School. Why would we bring in the big legal guns for this? Because the truth is going to have an implication either in court or in the court of public opinion with what he does. Maybe both. Professor, how do you see this playing out right now?
Well, it's ironic. If he can persuade the court that he's a total phony, he wins custody of his kids.
Now, why does he want to do that in court, by the way?
Because the wife has said that he is mistreating his children by exposing them at home, because he does his programs at home, to this wild conspiracy theory where there's no such thing as truth and where he's out of control and where he screams at people, and that's not the way to bring up children. By the way, she could win on that even if he prevails on the fact that he's play acting. If he's play acting in front of the kids in a way that's damaging to them, it could have an impact. Look, I don't think kids should be taken away from their parents based on their parents' political views, except in very extreme cases. But he's put himself in a very difficult situation by acknowledging in court that he's play acting. His viewers don't want to hear that.
Well, you know, I did a piece for The New Yorker last year about lawsuit where Hulk Hogan sued Gawker for running a sex tape, and he said, and he won. And a big part of his case was, you know, Hulk Hogan is a character I play. I am Terry Bollea. Terry Bollea was hurt by the release of this sex tape. So there is precedent of going to jurors or to courts and saying, look, I play a character, but the real me is different. Now, the problem here is Donald Trump, who's the president of the United States, as you may remember, has said Alex Jones is a very important voice.
Your reputation is amazing, he said to him on his show. And I will not let you down. That's where this gets interesting. Of course. You're right. We don't like, if we can avoid it on this show, trafficking in people's personal situations that are outside the ambit of what they do at work. Jones has the right to his own private life, and we hope everything goes well for his kids. But he's a phony? Yeah, there are people who hang on his word. The attacks that I get, Professor, whenever you even encroach on questioning Alex Jones. If he's a phony, what would that mean?
Well, first of all, he's going to argue, I'm not a phony. He's going to say, I'm just an exaggerator. I play one on television. But he says, I believe this to the depths of my feelings. I believe all this stuff.
Well, then he's in a bind. Because if he does what he is supposedly, and I didn't check it myself because I don't listen to Alex Jones, but he supposedly went on the show, said something a little different, tried to salvage. If he does do that, now he's got a problem, right? Because he's got to lose somewhere to win somewhere else.
That's exactly right. And look, to his credit, he seems to be putting his kids in front of his career. You got to give a guy credit for that.
Putting his kids in front of his career. If that's what he does, what do you think of that? What do you think it will mean to him, by the way? Not legally, but what does it mean to him if he comes out and has to say, yeah, I'm a phony, I do it as performance art? You think it changes his public radio status?
You know, I think what we've learned in the past year or so about public statements and people making false statements is people believe what they want to believe. I don't think it'll have any impact on Alex Jones as a radio... I don't know about zero, but basically none. People who listen to him, they want to believe his conspiracy theories. They'll say that this conversation among the three of us is just the media being, you know, being critical of someone who's a truth teller. People believe what they want to believe. especially in these heightened situations.
If I'm the wife's counsel on that one, I would say he's a performance artist. That makes him even worse.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to play to the vulnerable, these people whose minds are susceptible to these conspiracy theories, and he's going to traffic in it for profit. And that's the kind of moral agency that you want around kids? No, thank you. That would be a strong argument.
It would be a strong argument, but courts are reluctant to take kids away from their parents, except in extreme
But how
cases.
much you get to see them.
Yeah, but
become an issue.
he could be a very good parent, even though he's a bad person, even though he does some terrible things in terms of the news. He could be a decent parent. That's what the court's going to have to decide. The court's going to have to take the politics out of this.
Right.
The court's going to have to say, what if this guy was an extreme leftist? Are we going to take kids away because we don't like the way he presents himself in the media?
Important parallel. Now, I left very little time because I think this next one isn't going to take much time. The idea of suing President Trump for being out of line and becoming aggressive and violent at one of his rallies. Is there any chance for this lawsuit?
Zero.
He's saying Trump urged me. He made me do it. It's like kind of this obverse of the fighting words doctrine.
Well, and it's also just, if you listen to what Trump said, he did not encourage violence by this man. I mean, he did what I think his lawyers said, which was he called for security to throw people out.
Right.
Now, could Trump have handled the situation in a more calm way?
That doesn't
Of course
make it
he could have.
legally offensive.
Exactly. That's why we have a First Amendment, so people can say things that we disapprove of, but we don't get the courts.
But he's going to
involved.
lose the first part of the case, and that is he's going to lose the argument that because he's president, he doesn't get to be sued while he's in office. Look, I think he's right about that morally, and I think the Supreme Court was wrong, even though it was 9-0. But the law is the law, and in the Clinton case, they said a president, sitting president, can be sued for acts that occurred before he was president.
And that's probably more important than anything else in this case. Gentlemen,
will get
appreciate
discovery.
it. You make us better. Thank you. We have an